Hi everyone, I'm going to go through real quick and go through playlist 7 for you guys. So I found playlist 7 underneath topics. Hopefully you guys did too. So my goals for this week, there's actually 4 goals this week, but a couple of them are spillovers from last week. So the first one is that I can find the who, what, where, when, why, and how of an article. Also that you can apply those 5 W's and an H to write a summary of the article. And then the other one from last week is that I will know the morphemes for this week. So essentially on Monday, you guys are wrapping up from last week and you're finishing that article and you're taking the quiz, the 4-question quiz at the end, and then you're also writing that summary using what we did together in a class last week. So remember, remember what we did as a class. I want you to do something very similar so that when you get to the end and you need to write a summary, you already basically have a good outline and a good structure for that. And so I'm really going to be looking at your summaries this week when I grade them because we went through them together. So you should be able to know kind of how to do that. The other thing is with the I will know the morphemes this week. If you didn't already do this, but you need to take the morpheme quiz number 2. And that will also be graded as well. So be beware that you guys need to go ahead and take that as well. The other goal that we have this week is that you can pull out important information from the book that I am reading or you are reading. So on Tuesday and Wednesday, it's going to be independent work time. You guys are going to actually work on your book report or project. And then I even said see project information resources on Google Classroom. I also put down here the project and presentations will be graded. So see Rubric with book project information on Google Classroom. So if you go to Google Classroom, you will see that you'll see book project information and resources. There's a document that's posted that looks like this. It should be everything that you need to know to be successful on your book project or report. So basically you get to choose which one you want to do. So you can do a Canva poster, you can do a Google Slides presentation, you can use Google Docs, you can create your own poster, you can use Prezi, and you can also use Powtoons. And I tried to include as many resources as possible to help you guys do that, but I'm also here for questions. And then over here, I included what should you make sure that you have in your presentations or in your project. So you need to make sure you include the main characters. You also need to make sure you include the setting and the setting, which is the place and time. The third thing is the plot. So what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. So basically like a summary of your book of all the main events that happened throughout. And then I really want to know what the conflict, so number 4 would be the conflict and resolution. So what is the problem of your story and how was the problem fixed? Number 5 is any other important information. If there's something that you didn't include in any of these, but you're like, I want them to know this about my book, then you can include that as well. And then the 6th thing is basically your opinion on the book. So you need to answer all of these questions when coming up with your opinion. So did you like the book? Why or why not? Did you like how the book was written? So kind of like the style that the author wrote in or how it was organized. Was it easy to read for you? And then again, why or why not? And then at the very bottom, I put just a few helpful reminders because I know what the rubric looks like and I'm about to go over the rubric with you guys too. But helpful reminders, make sure to write incomplete sentences. Add visuals to enhance your message. So for everyone except for the actual essay, it would be a really good idea to put visuals in there that would help us understand what your book was about. If you were writing a paragraph, so if you're writing the essay, make sure to indent and make sure to write that in paragraph format. And then the last one is make sure to have no spelling or grammar errors. Use spell check if needed or ask the teacher. If you don't know how to spell something and you're not sure, or if you want me to go ahead and read through and edit it, then let me know. If we have enough time, then I can sit down with you and actually go through and make sure that everything looks good. So this is all of your instructions for what you need to do. So essentially, if you include all of these things and do them correctly, you'll get a pretty great grade. And you can do it by using any one of these options, okay? The last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about on this same post is I also included on the playlist where it says project and presentations will be graded. See rubric. So here's the rubric for the book project and presentation. So if you click on this, it pulls up like this. You'll get 2 points for the characters. And essentially, what this is basically saying is, do you explain the main characters? So not just that you state their names, but do I actually get a sense of who each character is? The setting, do you include the time and place and be specific about it? Is there all of that information? Is that included? If not, then you might get back down a point if you've mentioned it, but maybe it's not explained, and then you'll always get zeros, just so you know, on this rubric if it's not shown. If I don't see it or if I don't understand it, then you're going to get a 0. So just be aware of that. Conflict and resolution, you're going to get 4 points for both of them, 2 points for conflict and 2 points for resolution. So essentially, if you do this for conflict and resolution, you'll get all 4 points. But conflict and resolution of the book are included and specific. So you give me as much information as I need to understand as someone who hasn't read that book before. The plot is out of 8 points because this is going to be basically, I even left you a couple of notes up here, but the exposition needs to be included, rising action, climax, and falling action are also included. You can also organize it by beginning, middle, and end of the story. And then what I really wanted you guys to think is summary. So summarize what you read, but do it in a way that makes sense. So essentially, for mastery, if you get all 8 points, this is what it will look like. All main areas of the story are included in the plot. So again, I listed those up there. When listening or reading to the information provided, the story flows and comes to life. So I can actually see that story unfold. The progression of how the story unfolds is included for the entirety of the book. When finished, the storyline is organized in a way that is clear to all. So all of the information is included, it flows, and it's organized well so that I can understand it and anybody that's listening to you can understand it. The next one is 5 points for your opinion. There was 5 questions that I listed on that section, or on that, I shouldn't say section, but down here, there was 5 questions that I listed. If you included all 5 of those, then you will get 5 points. If you didn't include them and I don't really understand your opinion, then you'll be docked down accordingly. So for each one you don't answer, you'll be knocked down a point. And then one of the last things is presentation. You'll get 4 points for your presentation. Basically, there's 4 areas I'm looking for. That you make eye contact, that you have good pacing, so you don't rush, so it's like slow enough that it's not hard for us to understand what you're saying. Volume means that you speak clearly and loudly enough for everyone to hear. So not that you're yelling, but that you're projecting your voice. And then the last one is fidgeting. So little to no fidgeting. So don't mess with something or don't be doing something that's super distracting as you're talking, because it will be very distracting to me and to others in the class. And then the very last thing, you're going to get 2 points for grammar and spelling. So if you have less than 5 spelling or grammar errors, which means complete sentences are used as well, then you will get all 2 points. If you have 5 or more spelling and grammar errors, you will get 1 point. Okay, so just make sure that you're really going through and using spell check, and you're asking maybe myself, or like you're asking me or one of the other students to edit what you're doing so that you can make sure that you don't have as many errors, because those should be an easy 2 points. And always write incomplete sentences, so just make sure that you're doing that. So that is what that rubric looks like, and I'll go over it again with you guys in class as well. So then on Thursday and Friday, it's going to be more whole class, but basically I'm going to give you 20 minutes on Thursday to finish up your presentation. So to finalize everything, maybe this is the time that you decide you want to practice or run through what you're going to say to everybody. Um, and then I'm actually going to have you guys present your book reports to the class, and I'll grade it on that rubric as we go. And then at the very end of class on Friday, I'm hoping we have a pretty decent amount of time to do this, but we'll do some fun games and we'll do some reviews of Morpheum sets 1 and 2. So, that being said, this is playlist 7. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But if not, good luck and let me know if you have any questions.